Today I'm going to be reviewing a relatively new Bible for Schuyler Bibles, and this is the NLT, or the New Living Translation, Quentel. And this is also a relatively new cover option as well for Schuyler. This is the marbled Merlot calfskin, and mine is in the full yap. Kind of hold this up so you can see. I'm not sure how well, sometimes the camera doesn't exactly pick up the color and the marbling and everything the way that it should. So hopefully you can kind of see that there. I was expecting maybe a little bit more marbling, or for this to be a little more of a reddish or even like purplish color. I feel like it's a little bit more of a brown with maybe some purpley red undertones. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. Hopefully you can see it okay. Wasn't exactly as I was expecting, but it's really nice. No complaints about the coloring there. You're going to have perimeter stitching. Like I said, this is the full yap, which just means that this leather here kind of comes together to protect the pages. We're going to have 3 ribbons, and they're kind of in a maroon red color. And then we have a red under gold art gilding. Yes, mine did come with the Schuyler scuffs here that was in quite a few of these full yap Bibles. It's not terrible. I did get a little discount because it is a little scuffed up on the top and the bottom, but it's nothing too major. It doesn't seem to have affected the integrity of the Bible overall, so that's good. All right, and then we're going to get in here. We're going to have a presentation page. Then we're going to have space for marriages, births, deaths, and then we get right into our Bible pages here. All right, so first we're going to have a table of contents. And then you're going to have a reviewer who's struggling to turn pages with one hand. Always fun. Alphabetical listing of Bible books. We're going to get a note to the readers. And then we're going to get an introduction to the New Living Translation. One of my favorite translations. I'd say it's in my top 3. Very easy to read. My church uses it quite often. Okay, then you're going to get the Bible translation team. And then we get into the Old Testament. So this is a double column layout with references at the bottom of the page, just like you would see in a typical Schuyler Quentel Bible. The font is a little bit smaller in this one than the normal 11-point font in their other Quentels. I think the RSV has a similar font to this one. I think this is a 10, but very easy to read with the spacing and the boldness of the font. I have no issues reading it. It's still quite large enough that, like I said, it's easy to read even if you need that larger font size. I love the drop caps that are a little more modern looking to go with our NLT translation. And chapter numbers as well are kind of centered with this little design around them here. So that's a nice touch. It is line matched, and we have 28 GSM paper with these red accents for the drop caps, for the chapter numbers. They're here in the references at the bottom of the page, and then also in the top corner telling you what book and chapter you're currently in. This is a really great layout. I wasn't sure. I really love the other Quentels that I have an NASB 95, and I also have a CSB, and I really love that 11-point font. It just seems to like jump off the page for me. It's really easy to read for extended periods of time. So I wasn't sure what this new layout was going to look like, as I don't have the RSV copy in my possession, so I wasn't sure how it would look, but I was pleasantly surprised. I really like this layout, and I think it's really easy to read as well. while keeping the Bible at a nice size. All right, and then if we go back to the New Testament, you can see this is black letter, which is my preference, so I was really happy about that. Let's skip to the back here then. So at the end of Revelation then, we're going to have a concordance, which is a very small font. I can still read it, but it is super tiny. And I understand why they do that, because it's a pretty hefty concordance, and otherwise it's going to make the Bible quite large and heavy if you make the font any bigger in that. And then after that, we're going to get several sheets of this lined paper. If you like to have a travel log or write down some references to your favorite verses, that would be really helpful. And then finally, we're going to have our full color maps. There's quite a few of those. We get an index to maps. Then you're going to get several pieces of this thicker paper in the back as well. So finally, we have a nice premium NLT offering. I know we had the NLT Caxton, which was out from Schuyler, which is the same text block as the Tyndale Select, which was out before. I have that one as well, but it's nice to see a new premium option in the NLT. It's a really great translation in my opinion, just because it's so easy to read. So I was really happy to get my hands on this. And this is going to be one of my main reading Bibles for the next year here in 2023. So I'm really excited to continue to use the NLT and to have this beautiful option from Schuyler while doing so.